You are listening to The Bad Boy Radio Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. This is that real shit, not that fake shit. The only radio show that's not afraid to tell you the truth about the game. This is The Bad Boy Radio Show. Remember, the truth is inside you.
We are here on The Bad Boy Show. And we're talking about, why women have to share you if you have game. Now, that's the thing. You got to understand that when you have game, you are extremely, extremely valuable, not only to women, but just people in general. You understand?
Facts.
So people in general want your time, attention, energy, whatever it is, because you bring something of value to the table based on the man that you are. Right. And so, but when we talk about specifically dealing with women, right, what happens is that women know when they meet a man who's on point, attractive, has that tight game, they understand that they're in most situations, or I could say damn near all, because it's usually how it happens anyway, is they're going to have to share that man, meaning they're going to have to basically not be the only woman that he's dealing with, right? Because this is the thing. You have a small amount of guys who purposely, let's say, will be monogamous, even though they're on point, and that's just how they roll because of whatever their upbringing. They just believe in that, and that's how they do, right? But even those guys, even if they are monogamous, what happens is usually there's other facets of their life that where other people want their time and attention because they have some sort of value, because they bring a lot to the table. But just in general, when you're dealing with women, they're going to have to share you because they realize, right, how much value you bring. And they also realize that when you're dealing with them or interacting with them, that it's not about them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, meaning that when you deal with women, they know that because they're following your lead and they are, under your program, they already know, okay, this guy, he's not like the other types of guys who do things for me. Right. Because this is the thing you got to understand. Is that when a guy, the average guy who's single, when he decides to get with a woman and just be with her, in a lot of cases, what he's saying is that I am doing this thing for you, meaning I'm getting rid of all the other women that I would want to be with or see or make something happen for you to be with you. You understand? Because the thing is that if they could have a situation where they're dealing with you and other women, they would. But they know that you're not going to deal with them if they're dealing with other women. And the only reason that you can even say that to them or bring that type of energy to those guys is because those guys don't really have options like that. You see what I'm saying? So the guy who doesn't have options like that, the woman's like, nigga, I ain't fucking with you if you fucking with these other women. Right? Because she can demand that from you because she realizes you ain't that guy, and she realizes that you're putting her on a pedestal in the first place and you're trying to get with her. Right. But when a woman meets a man who's like, look, I'm giving you the opportunity to fuck with me, she's like, damn. And she's grateful to be there. And she knows that he's not doing anything for her. You understand? In fact, she has to do something for him in order for him to want to even fuck with her in the first place. And that's the difference between a man who has game and a man who doesn't. The man who has game is like, you basically have to do for me to take you seriously in any capacity. The guy who doesn't have game is like, what can I do for her so that she will like me? That's how it works. You see what I'm saying? And so therefore what happens is that when a woman understands and sees that she's with that type of guy who's on point, right? And she says, damn, well, I want to be here because he is him. She's like, oh, well, him fucking with other women, even though I may not like it based on my ego, I got to understand that this is what it is, because if I want to have him, this is what comes with being in a relationship with him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times what happens is that, they on the surface may feel jealous or feel some type of way knowing that, other women want you and, you might be talking to other women and all these different things. But at the same time, which is ironic, is that's the reason why they want to fuck with you. You understand?
Yep.
That's the part that's always the mind fuck for a lot of guys, is that the guys who women could have all to themselves, for some reason, those women treat those guys like shit. But the guys who have the multiple women, or the guys who the women are sharing, for whatever reason, those women are consistent with those niggas. Those women want to fuck with those guys. Why? And it's because they realize that dude is valuable, and that's what makes her attracted to him. So the same thing that they would complain about, or is complaining about, or jealous about, is the same exact thing that makes them so attracted to you. You understand? But Miles, what's your thoughts on this shit though?